The next major period that will take us to the end of the term is largely considered, historians call it the medieval period. Some have called it the Dark Ages, and then others more generously have called it the Middle Ages, which is literally what medieval means anyway. The most casual observer of this time period, which spans over 1,000 years, will notice that there's nothing dark about this time period at all, and that major humanitarian contributions in art, medicine, science, education, and political reform emerged in the fertile soil of the developing faith cultures that happened all the world over. This chapter describes the rise of Christianity and Buddhism as two major worldviews that influence the behaviors and actions of increasingly large groups of people. For this week, please read the chapter and write a response that compares the major tenets and aspects of the two faith systems based on the information in the text. For the video, though, I want to spend it discussing a larger framework, since we're about to spend a lot of time thinking about faith cultures. Practically everything else we'll study this semester has to do with the development of human culture in alignment or misalignment with either Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, or Hinduism. This is one of the reasons that some historians so cynically referred to this period as the Dark Ages. Most progress was done under the mantle of an established religion, or at least under a vague, otherwise religious sentiment. So this is a critical point of departure for us as we study the trademark character of humans. They're developing and expressing what they are during this time period while simultaneously discovering new ways of being. The explosion of culture through Western Europe, the Arabian Peninsula, and the Fertile Crescent, in India, Southeast Asia, China, and Japan during these Middle Ages precedes an age of exploration, where explorers used the technologies discovered during this intellectually fertile time, and they put it to use, and this is for the next semester, they put it to use for God, gold, and glory. And so the question that I have, and this is really the framework for this video and kind of for every reading until the end of the semester, why is it that human expression was turned toward religious purpose? Why did art and music develop in worship? What was it in humans that looked to the idea of the divine, in whatever aspect, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, etc., and they felt drawn to it, attracted to it, and somehow comforted by it? And I don't mean comfort as in like, oh, that feels good. I mean comfort in a way that says, this feels right, or this is my comfort zone. The further question is that how does this inform us about ourselves? Do we need the background or template of a higher power to make sense of what we do and what we can do? Do our creativity and ingenuity depend on the order and organization of what we believe in that, do our creativity and our ingenuity depend on the order and organization of what we believe in, that which is beyond ourselves? And I don't know that the answer is yes. But it's hard for me to look at this whole period of explosive human growth and development and see that it is under the auspices of faith and a variety of faiths, and not wonder, okay, what good is faith in our world, in our undertakings? And so as we move into this unit and into these chapters, I invite you to suspend your own beliefs as you read. Not for the sake of shaking your foundations, but simply as an exercise in intellectual curiosity and academic honesty. Some of you have deep faith backgrounds, even if your faith is atheism or a strictly scientific worldview. And so I'm encouraging you to just suspend it for a moment. You're encountering the experience of multitudes, great cultures that have made permanent links to the unbroken chain of human development. And approach what you don't know with curiosity. No one needs to have their foundation shaken, like I said. But it's also the work of academic honesty to just accept that what we don't know or realize far outweighs what we do. And so respect that wisdom about human undertakings has been passed down in every faith and go looking for that wisdom to help you understand yourselves and humanity in general. So for this week, please read the chapter on the rise of Christianity and Buddhism. Your response is, and it'll be up in D2L, just compare the major tenets and aspects of the two faiths. I'll have next week's video up shortly, and then I will spend the rest of this week grading your midterms. Email me if you have any questions.